My name is Liz Lazdins. They call me Liz. I'm an illustrator and also a muralist. But this is my first solo show. Just me. Just Liz. Amongst Angels is really about the experience and the interactions that you have, or I have, as I go through the city and through my life in Chicago. So your hands come across a lot of things if you're involved in social justice, or if you're involved in a music scene or an art scene. You come across flyers, papers, articles, posters, and then being an artist, of course, I have my own hundreds of little sketches that I make along the way. Emotions, influences when I travel through all these different places. And the angels are not actually specific people, they're rather emotions or environments that I consider positive and strengthening for us as a community or as a city. Then I try to capture that in my work, and it's like a memory almost, or an idea that I try to capture. When you do a graffiti piece, for instance, or even when you write a rhyme, like there's a lot of sketching and collecting your materials and finding your foundation, your wall or whatever. But then when it comes time to make it, you make it. You go in and you do it, and you basically throw it all out there, and you really learn to work. And same thing when you perform on stage, when you perform a rap on stage. You go out there, you throw everything out there, and you just do your best to make it fresh. If you can speak out and have a voice when maybe your whole life you felt like you haven't had one, or you haven't been taught to have one, but you're able to spontaneously create that on your own, to me that's sort of an angel, a moment of angelic being, basically. So this piece is called Fly, Damien, Fly. And it's a tribute piece to Damien Turner, and also a youth organization called Fly, which stands for Fearlessly Leading the Youth. I had run into Damien in several different social justice type settings. If you saw him on the street, you would think he would rather be playing basketball somewhere than to be at an anti-war march, chanting. He was caught in the crossfire in a drive-by shooting, and he got shot in the back. And he passed away. I was really taken aback and saddened to know that this guy who really lived blocks away from where I lived and I grew up was not going to be able to sort of grow, into an old man and become sort of what I could see as a potential of being like just a stronghold in his community. The best leaders don't choose to be leaders. It just sort of falls on them, and they just roll with it. It's those angelic moments that are pushing you in that direction, and that they give you that power or that energy to do what needs to be done. And I think we live in a really sort of apathetic society, or we live in a place where we're sort of don't know what to care about anymore. And I think that I would hope that my pieces would inspire people to where maybe they would act in a way that would be angelic.